Go. We're off.
Yeah.
Hi, welcome to the Cucumber New Contributors Ensemble. I'm Blaise here in Massachusetts, and I'm joined today by Matt in British Columbia, and Matt and Lisa in Vermont, Tolu's in Nigeria, and Arianna somewhere in North America. Is that right?
California.
California. There you go.
Oh, cool.
So why are we all here?
Well, in 2017, GitHub surveyed over 10,000 open source contributors and found that just 3% of them were women. We believe that open source communities will be more vibrant, resilient, and effective if they include everyone. So we hold this space each week for anyone who's new to contributing to open source, especially for people from groups who have historically been underrepresented in open source communities. Our goal is to provide a fun and welcoming environment where everyone can learn to contribute to open source.
We use an ensemble programming format, and we follow these principles: safety over comfort, exploration and learning over perfection, equity over efficiency. We are here to give space to people who have traditionally been excluded from open source, even if that means going a little slower sometimes. If you'd like to join us, you would be very welcome. You can reach us at BDD on Twitter.
Great.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone.
Hooray.
So,
What are we doing? I think we're... Shall we run the tests?
what a crazy
Ooh.
idea. Okay. Does somebody else want to try and run the tests? I need to make my shell read write. Yeah, do you want to see if you can do it?
Arianna, do you want to hit NPM test?
We have to decide who's driving and stuff, don't we?
Oh,
Oh,
Well,
that's
we need to know what our
right.
goals
Well, it
are. So let's run the
shows
test and
on
find
the
out.
mob time who's driving.
Yeah.
To be
So
sure, where are you
that's the
guys at in VS Code?
So we're looking
Oh.
at the terminal right now, Arianna.
And if you follow, if you look at the little, I think it's the megaphone icon, but we haven't decided who's driving. But one
Well, why does the mob time say Ariana's driving and I'm navigating?
It does.
okay.
Yeah.
So we're
And I've
following
put
her.
the first goal in as figure out what to do.
Well, running the test seems like a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't know how to tell you to do that,
Okay.
but somebody in the mob probably could tell you if you don't already know.
See those NPM test?
I think it is.
That's right.
So there's not just a button to click.
Well, no. When we switch over to, well, not switch, but from time to time we use IntelliJ.
Yeah,
haven't
I'm
done
used
so
to
for
those
quite a long
types of
time.
IDEs.
But yeah, so when we use IntelliJ, then we can, take advantage of some of those automatic
How can you
transmissions.
tell it's doing anything? Oh, there it goes.
Right. I might just have slow internet.
No, it just takes a little while to give you the first prompt, and then
Gotcha. I have like a bunch of tabs, so I thought that was the reason.
Yeah, it's running. You've done it. Okay, so we've got a problem in OctaKit GitHub test.
We had an error last time, right? We did something fancy when we
Oh, there's a typo
committed,
there.
didn't we? Because we knew we had an error, but we were out of time.
yeah,
Yeah, we did.
that was a different error, but yes, you're right.
This
Oh.
is just a typo. I think somebody's fat fingered in that file. Arianna, can you see if you come?
Like line 2, right? Like the imports?
Yeah, well, line 1 is on my machine at least
Oh.
is reading import.
Oh yeah, I see that
That
too.
out.
That's funny.
Import. I
Okay.
think
Yeah.
somebody must have
Somebody
just
just
pressed a key.
accidentally typed in there. Looks like.
I probably
Like
that's
this?
it. Yeah.
Okay. Also, I was wondering, could you guys hear the construction? They just stopped right now, but somebody sounds like they're
It's been
using
quiet.
some sort of tool.
No, it
it's quiet.
sounds fine. Yeah.
Okay.
No
If
worries.
they use it again, I'll probably mute, but just
So
let me know.
try running the tests again, Ariane, and see what happens.
Ooh, okay.
Sorry,
I'll
Lisa,
save.
that was me navigating on your behalf.
I think we like pended the test or what? I don't know what the term is in VS Code.
Yes, I remember that. I think it's
It
got a
was
skip on it. Is
skipped.
it this one here?
did
Throws
a
a
skip.
useful error when trying to get members of a non-existent org.
Yes.
Yeah, one pending. Cool. So they're passing and pending. Oh,
So,
it
so
has
this
more to
was
do.
our goal because we tried running it in GitHub and we tested it and it threw an error which was a bit difficult to discern what it meant. So we wanted to change it to throw a better error message.
The goals. Oh, that's in mob timer.
So I think we could add a goal to mob timer now.
Oh, it doesn't have it. It didn't save it from last time. Okay.
Which is to... Do you want to try and find this test, Arianna?
Is it in the Miro board, the goal?
Okay.
Well...
No, we put the goals in the mob timer, but the mirror board does have the...
So the Miro board, it's the yellow things that we're working on?
I'm puzzled about that too. So I'm going to show that on the stream because it looks to me like we've deviated from our plan here. In that we're doing something that isn't on the Miro board in the Yak map, right? I think we're still trying to get maximum absence to work as a configurable parameter from the GitHub action.
Which is what the pass the value is
Yeah,
about.
I'm going to make that the same color of gold.
And I think didn't we find a duration passing library?
Well, we haven't started implementing that yet. What we're doing, we got stuck on the fact that, so we need a new node here, which is about like handle. Well, are we getting? I think we're getting this error because we have hard coded the name of the org. So we may need to also parameterize. We may need to stop doing maximum absence and go and parameterize the org name instead, because I think we've kind of got stuck on that.
Well, should we unpin the test and remind ourselves what was going on?
Yeah. Do you know where it is, Arianna?
Where
Can you
is
find
this
it?
test?
I'm not sure where it is.
I'm not either.
Up to
I think I can
GitHub.tests.
I think I can show you. It's here. If everyone comes here.
Oh, skip. The one that was skipped. So we want to not skip it anymore. So take off the dot skip.
Okay. What does dot skip do?
It pins it so it doesn't run the test.
Do you see how in the test output, if you scroll up, Arianna, you can see under OctaKit GitHub it says throws a useful error when trying to get members of a non-existent org, and it's lit up in blue. Can you see that in your test output? If you scroll up a bit.
Right. I don't see anything highlighted in blue, but I do see like the OctaKit GitHub name.
Then it says gets members of a team with a check mark next to it underneath OctaKit GitHub. Do you see that in the test output?
Oh, test output. Oops.
Yeah, like in the terminal.
Is it at the top?
Above 12 steps past, it was above that, right? Is it the scroll up above that?
I could share my screen.
Oh, I see it now. Sorry.
Yeah, and you see it's highlighted it in blue. It's so what skip does is it allows you to sort of still have a test there, but it doesn't actually run it, and it just skips it.
Oh, okay.
So if we've removed that skip and if we run the test again, you could run npm run test :unit, and then it'll just run the unit test.
How do you run just the one test?
Well, if you do test :unit, it'll run just the unit tests at least, which will be a bit less.
So you can't just run the test on line 85.
Yeah, you can do that as well. Yeah.
So it's fine like this, like the it, and then the colon like throws a useful error. Like all you need to do is just take out the skip.
Yeah, for now, let's run it, and then because we're halfway through doing this, that's why we
left in a bad spot.
Yeah. That's why we left it skipping, because it wasn't finished.
Oh.
What about those warnings? Do we concern ourselves with the warnings?
Yeah, they're just ESLint warnings, which are
ESLints.
about missing
Okay.
parameters
The
that we
error
haven't
is
finished.
expected to be an instance of unable to get members error, but it received request error. Okay. What was request error? Is that defined further up?
I think a request error is what's happening inside of that call. I think that's what you get back from GitHub.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of deciding what to do next, I think we've achieved our first goal.
Yes.
So we could rotate at this point, because I think what we've decided is that the next goal would be to make this test pass, right?
Is the goal figure out what to do? That's what I see in mob timer.
That's what I just added. I added that initially because I thought that was the first thing we needed to do.
All right, yeah, let's rotate.
So should we check off, Lisa, since you're navigating, do you want to check off, figure out what to do?
Okay.
And then I can press the rotate button.
Test. Okay.
And now we've got...
start turn button, is that what I do?
So we don't need to use the start turn because we're not timing. But I've just pressed rotate.
Well, I was the navigator. Okay, so I don't have to be the driver next. Tolu's the driver. Okay,
so now,
I didn't know how it rotated around.
I just pressed the button. Sorry, I probably should have left that to you as well.
No worries. Now I can eat my lunch again.
So, Arianna, you have to try and help Tolu to...
Oh, okay.
To solve this. What's happening is we're calling online 90, we're calling get members of, and if you look inside of get members of, it's you should be able to click through to it. Let me follow you.
Control click.
There we go.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, there you are. So I think we need some kind of some kind of error handling in this function.
So we can, now we can do maybe try and cache with this.
What do you think, Arianna?
Let me see. So I'm just looking at the error message, just trying to see if that tells us anything.
The error message from the test.
Yeah.
Where it says the error is expected to be an instance of unable to get members error, received request error.
Okay. So right now it has an instance of something else, but it wants unable to get members error.
Yeah, and I think the request error is just the default error type that gets thrown by that OctaKit library when we call list members in org.
Where is the unable to get members error defined?
We defined that in another file, I think.
Yeah, it's in the errors.
Just called errors.
Errors.ts.
Oh.
So do you know how to catch one error and throw a different one, Tolu? Do you know how to do that in TypeScript?
We can do try and cache.
Yeah, I think so.
So that's before.
To be sure, what do you mean by put it in? Oh, gotcha. Never mind. Catch. I thought you said cache.
Okay. So we can do this. And we can draw. This is about.
Beautiful. I have prettier. If I press save, it's going to just reformat it how it likes to. There we go. It's good to have the prettier plugin installed when you're working on this code base because it's using Pretty's rules.
They have.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a nice touch.
Doesn't take anything though.
Oh, because it's of type unknown. You could probably safely say that it's going to be a request error like that. No? Will it let us import that? No? Maybe if you just say it's an error? Is that alright? Guess not. I don't know much about error handling with TypeScript actually. Well, having that type should be enough to satisfy the test anyway.
Yeah.
But it would be useful to get the message out of the error object, wouldn't it? Should we try running the test again?
Yeah, we can do it. So we can go to our tests probably since we are running only this. We can say that only.
Oh yeah, sweet.
So, just my coding ignorance. We're throwing an error that we're calling unable to get members error. Like, what is really going to be the contents of that variable?
A text message.
There's not going to be any extra detail other than the type, Lisa, right now.
So we don't have to define what that string represents. Just the fact that we're putting it here in the rejects, and knows what to do with that.
Well, so all this code here says is that when the error is thrown, it's of that type, and this is one pattern for sort of adding more expressiveness when errors happen is to have specific types for the errors, like subclasses of error. So GitHub's just using a request error, which just says there was some sort of error with making the HTTP request. Okay. And we're kind of being a bit more specific and saying we know it was an error to do with getting members.
It's a little bit like, it reminds me of like the POSIX return codes. Like 0 is okay, and anything that's not 0 is not okay. But then you can go ahead and say, okay, well, I've got a 2 or a 7 or whatever.
Okay, thanks.
Do you want to try hitting enter, Tolu, and run the test? I can't see the test running right now.
And we're off. There we go.
Yeah,
wow,
you did it.
That's so cool.
Nice.
Great.
Hooray!
Woo! It's a good feeling.
Yeah.
So I guess we can remove the to-do on line 86. Do we want to try and improve the error message?
Yeah, I think it's better we have.
What did the error message end up saying?
It won't say anything. I'm not sure how we add an assertion for... Should we make a commit now and then maybe improving the error message can be the next task?
Okay. Okay, good problems. Because in real life, users want to know why the request is failing. So
So I'm going to try and do a commit like this because I've been improving my tooling. So I should be able to say git mob Lisa, Arianna, Tolu, and Blaise. Oh, doesn't know about you, Arianna.
Maybe only one R?
You're right, it's 1 R. I wasn't
okay.
sure.
I'm terrible at double letters, sorry. Doesn't have Blaise. Is it me? B.
Okay.
There we go.
Nice. That's great.
So what should happen now is if I do git commit. There, look. It's got all of your co-authored buys in the thingy. And I think can anyone type in here? Does that work?
Yeah, but the screen or the
is it
terminal
all
type is a little bit
messy
weird.
because it's Vim? Yeah, okay. So the next step would be to get this editor window to open up in VS Code, wouldn't it? And then we can all work on it. I'll try and do that for next week. Okay, so I can still
that's a
write the
great
commit
idea.
message. So what did we just do here? We make the
Pass.
made the test pass, yeah. And what did we actually? Can we say something more useful?
We changed the instance.
Yeah. So we changed get members of. Whoa. Doesn't like that. There we go. All right. So yeah, should we try? So how about this for the protocol? Right, the navigator, which is Arianna, goes in the mob timer and checks off the goal that we just finished, which was fixed pending test, and then presses the rotate button in the mob tab, so we get the next person, we get the next team for the mob. So can you find that window, Arianna? Have you got the mob timer window open?
I do. I'm just trying to find rotate.
Do you mean start turn? Is that rotate?
No, if you press rotate in the mob tab,
I don't
it's
see a rotate.
It's in the mob tab.
In the mob tab, bottom
there
left.
I see start turn, but not rotate.
Yeah, that just starts the timer. All right, so now we've got Tolu navigating and
that
Blaise
starts the
driving.
timer. Okay.
Oh, also the improve error message too. I gotta do that one.
Well, no, that was going to be our next goal. So
Oh.
that's kind of what Tolu and Blaise are going to try and do. What do you think, Tolu? Are you able to direct Blaise in what he should do to make this happen?
Yeah, we can do it together.
So so this is the part where I get to remind everybody that I don't really know TypeScript, so I'll just just tell me what to do and I'll do it.
Okay. I think now we can throw new unable to get members error, then pass in some error message.
Okay. Do you want me to go to line 59?
Yeah, line 55.
55?
Yeah, there is.
Oh, I see. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Can we do that? How about our constructor? We don't have a constructor. Okay.
I should be.
Oh, am I
following
driving or are you
Blaise.
driving?
Yeah, so let's be clear. Yeah, so Blaise is driving. Tolu's
Blaise is driving
Yeah.
according to mob time.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. So throw. I need some.
Message inside. We can do error.message from our. We don't know if the error from line 54 we have ERR.
Oh, that's right.
But we don't have a type, so we don't know if it has a message property.
So do I need to do like that? Oh, it's not a constant. So so do I need to put in a type for air?
Yeah, let's try hero in capital E, hero. So see,
Didn't like.
so doing it.
From where I'm seeing, you haven't finished typing message on line 56 either.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's not happy, and we have a semicolon there, and we can do some.
Oh,
Old
nice.
school. Blaise is keeping it
better.
old school. We've still got
Yeah.
a spurious parenthesis
okay,
Yeah.
got
on
it.
line
This is-
55
yeah.
as well.
Oh, it's back.
So what I see is something that says catch clause variable type annotation must be any or unknown.
Oh, okay. How about any?
It can be any. It's an error, so we have to make sure it's
So little a any.
Oh, I see.
in.
And yeah, something's not going to love that. How do we know whether this is going to work?
We'll have to run it.
Is this? Yeah, I'm getting confused. Is this is not the test? Do we need to add a test for this first, or do we have a test for this already that we're trying to make pass?
Oh, good point. Do we have a failing test for this?
The
Should we
last
do-
time we
No.
ran it, it passed. So I'm gonna say no.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
In other words, we should do an assertion to figure out if
So
there's.
the
right?
message. Yeah.
Okay.
At least we know it's possible now with the typing.
Yes.
This isn't quite test-driven development, but no one's gonna come and arrest anyone.
So I'm sorry, I jumped around, but so Tolu, should I just jump over to where should I create a test?
We can create a test for the error message.
You could maybe even just stick with the test that we already have and just add an extra assertion at the bottom. I don't mind having multiple assertions in a test.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
change the assertion?
Yeah.
Well, I think
yeah,
he
we could make
means-
the assertion more precise, couldn't we? But we could also have two. We could say it should be of type unable to get members error, and it should have a property message that matches this pattern. What is that?
Okay.
Is that a cat's tail? I thought you for a minute.
Yes.
I thought you had like a small goose because it's got that like white head on the end of the
Little
tail.
white head. Yeah, this cat decided he had to come up. Unfortunately,
Ooh,
he hasn't let
kitty.
me trim his claws lately, so it kind of hurts. Here, show yourself, Murray. Here's Murray.
Uh-huh.
Hi.
Do I need to do a message like that?
I don't know how assert.rejects
No,
works.
this-
I'm going to read the docs.
Yeah, similar.
I did actually make a pull request for switching this over to using Hamjest, which I've forgotten about. Nobody's merged it in the week.
Oh, I can do that.
And
What's
if we were
Hamjest?
using Hamjest, I would know how to do it. Hamjest
Oh, well,
is
let's do that immediately
an
then.
assertion library for Node.js projects, for JavaScript projects. And
Is
it's
it
just-
related to just as in?
No, it's related to Hamcrest, which is
Oh.
Nat Price and Steve Freeman's original
Oh.
Java assertion library, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a port of that to JavaScript. Yes, it's got nothing to do with Jest. But if we stuck with this, you can do. You can pass an object as the second argument. So we could maybe do the pull request as an iteration. So I'm reading here that you can pass an object instead of just passing the type, you can pass an object with name and message.
On which line would that be?
Like on line 90. Can I show you what I mean? So you can do, and that has to become a string, and then message.
Oh. Yes,
Oh, that's
like
great.
that.
Okay.
So we could try that and see if that fails and
Okay.
helps to guide us.
And by the way, if you like, I did just merge into main the your pull request. for
Okay,
hand
right.
test.
So we can maybe try and merge that into this code in a minute. Yeah.
So should I run the test now?
Mm-hmm.
Make sure it fails.
And the other file, the up-to-kits, you need to save.
Okay. And then this should fail because there's no message. Actual expected. Okay. That looks. So should we do
Mhm.
do you want to do a commit? Matt or Tolu, should we do a commit? Because
Yeah,
we've
let's
added a
see.
failing test.
This is the failing. Maybe you can skip. before
Yeah,
we
or
commit.
maybe we can just keep going and make it pass.
Okay.
I think
Fair enough.
what you and Tolly were scribbling in the other file is gonna. So we should fix yikes, right, to be
Yeah.
Okay.
more like what we really wanted to say.
So it's not found.
Right.
Well, I'm hoping we can have a better error message than not found. That's kind of the thing. But we can probably go back and forth on it a little bit and see
So
what happens if we
this-
just pass error.message through.
So this is what will now print out in the output if we get an error.
Exactly. Yeah. Or this is where we're specifying what we want to get printed out because this is just a test.
Okay.
Is that okay?
It's
So
better.
now this.
Let's
okay.
try and I was hoping we could put something custom in there. So you've done er.message. I wonder what else is on er. Because I bet there's something that's come back from GitHub that tells you more detail than that.
Oh, okay.
I
Should we
wonder if
capture
you could
the payload?
do. What if you passed like JSON.stringify of
Okay.
and then we'll get the whole like object and we can see what it looks like because maybe it's got other
Okay.
properties. Or you could just console log
So
on there.
log it.
Yeah. Not here, Blaise. No.
Okay.
The other thing I'd suggest is maybe on line 85, if we put in it.only, then we can run this test in a tighter loop. Like we can. Oh, who else could do that?
Okay.
You know, we just run this test, don't we?
What do you mean run it in a loop?
I mean a tighter feedback loop. Like if we're just trying to iterate on fixing this one behavior, we don't need to run all of the other tests. So we can just run this
Okay.
one over and over until we fix it.
Oh, I see. Now, so this is in the assert though, right? So maybe the message, in other words, the actual message, is going to keep varying based on the value of the payload, right?
Yeah. So that might get a bit complicated. But should we try seeing what other information we get in the error?
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
so-
Let's try console logging the error in here.
Here?
No, line 54. How do you have?
Oh. Catch. and-
Line 54. And yeah, if you
He's
Right,
saying and a half, Blaise. So like the line
Oh, I
after
see.
line
Oh,
50.
I
Make
see.
a new
Okay.
line after line 54.
yeah, sorry, that's slang we use.
I
Okay,
say
no,
the
that's
same thing.
okay.
Did you get that from Aslak?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the slang?
So, like, if you're talking about
54 and a
inserting a
half.
line between lines 54 and 55, like we just did, then you would say, can you add some code on line 54 and a half?
Oh,
And that means the line that doesn't exist yet between lines 54 and 55.
That's funny.
oh, I'm gonna use that now. Thank you.
So we got a mistype here. That needs to be right.
Okay.
Yeah, if you press up Blaise in the console, it should just run the one test now. I kind of fixed the terminal, so it should just run the one test, and we'll see that error get dumped out. It might be huge. No.
Do we
It's
have
not
it now? I don't
anything.
think.
Did you save, Blaise?
Oh, maybe I need
No.
to save.
Oh,
Okay,
you're
you
not
need to
console
console
logging
log-
anything.
You need to console log the error.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. We can do that. Yeah. See.
Okay, here we go.
At process, ticks and rejections.
What?
That's a
So
little
what
bit
is the thing that we're seeing now that we weren't seeing before? In the console?
If you scroll
This
up
thing
the terminal a bit, Lisa, you can see the full dump of the
Oh,
error.
I see this.
But actually, it still isn't very helpful. It is just not found, isn't it?
No.
Because there's no.
Message not found. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Golly. Oh, I see. Boy, there's a lot of stuff there.
What would be useful here? Probably down at the bottom, the URL, because it tells us the orgs. I mean, it tells us what
In the request.
in the request, the request.url. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that would be helpful because you can see that we're using non-existent org, which is a bit of a clue, isn't it? So it would be good to surface the org name. And we do also have the org name on line 50. So we could also pass it in the custom error message there. We could say, unable to get members of team fish
Of
cakes from within org, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, let's see. So would that be in here in this message? Line 56?
What do you think we should do, Tolu?
Yeah, we can pass it into in line 56. We can string literal unable to get you can do backtick instead of you can use backtick here. Like this.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Then let's go to our pause.
If you do that in JavaScript Blaise, then you can interpolate. It'll interpolate the string.
Oh, that's so cool. So I can put like a curly braces or something in here and.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So you can use team, say.
You use the $, then the curly braces.
Wait. So I.
The
so
$sign
I
first.
see. Dollar team, like that.
No, the $sign first before the curly braces.
Okay, got it.
And then the org is in this.org, if you look on line 50. And maybe we could print the dot message as well. Maybe you could put a colon and then do. You'd need that in dollar curly braces as well.
And is this going to make our test pass?
I think it's going to make our test fail because we haven't specified it in this much detail, but this is sort of like approval testing for the error message. I've got a prettier error. Let me just reformat. There we go. Can we run that and see how it reads?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Unable to get fish cakes from non-existent org. Not found. It reads quite funny, doesn't it?
That is
Yeah.
kind of funny. Unable to get fish cakes. Oh, maybe we should say unable to get fish cakes from, and then the URL.
Okay, so not error message is not found. Okay.
Because the message is not found, but what we really want is the data. Oh, it's not in the. It's I don't know. How do
What
we
if you
refer to?
put not found first? Not found. Unable to find fish cakes.
Oh, well, that's true. We could say that. So we could say, for example, in the error dot URL, does this work? Can we say error?
I think it's request.url.
Request to URL.
Oh, I see. Request.
Error.request to URL.
Unable to get fish cakes from
Non-existent org.
Okay. Actually, we can probably just say like that. Unable to get something from this URL.
Yeah, isn't it that we're unable to get members of fish cakes?
Right.
No, I meant to put that in the.
No.
Oh.
Yes.
Like I want it to read and unable to get members of, and then show the name of the team.
Like that.
Member of then we have the team.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you.
exactly,
Yeah.
Tolu. You're on my wavelength. Yeah. Yeah. Right, how does that read?
Let's run it and see.
Okay.
Not found. Unable to get members of fish cakes from api.github.com orgs, non-existent org /team/fishcake/members. That seems good.
Yeah, it's a lot better than before, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Not found. Unable to get members. Okay. I mean, we don't necessarily need the not found, I suppose, but I don't know if it's useful.
I think it's always helpful to include the lower level error message when you're wrapping an error, because you never know what GitHub might be telling us in there.
Oh, should we include the code, like the error number? Oh, it doesn't have it here. Okay.
I feel like we've spent enough time on this. Honestly, I'm
Fair
kind of
enough.
eager to move on with something else.
Yes, I think it's a beautiful error message. shall we do
So you need to get the test to pass. So you need to kind of do the approval testing style. So copy the message from the output, the actual message from the output, and paste it into the test where we're setting an expectation on what the message should be.
Oh, I see. Okay. Like this? Okay.
So here, where we say could not find members is the expected error message. I think we need to... Yeah, perfect. And we need a quote on the end of that line. Okay, so if you run the test again, I think it's still going to fail because the name of that custom error type is not unable to get members error, but the message should at least be correct. We could just we could just ignore that name attribute. We could just delete it. It doesn't matter in the test as far as I'm concerned. What matters is that the error message is useful.
Should we just delete it then?
I'd vote for that. Does anyone disagree?
Why are we deleting it?
Well, because it's failing, and it's sort of like a boring idiosyncrasy of JavaScript error messages that they have a
that's nice.
type on a name.
And it doesn't have any more details to our error message. So
Passing.
Maybe
Do we
we
want to
should.
take the console output out now?
I think so.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we
Yeah.
probably do, huh? Probably want to take the console output. Throw that's in here.
I think you can remove the any. Just it doesn't. We can remove the any type from the error.
Yeah, I think I know a way to fix that.
Oh, that's really nice. No? Oh, no. It's still doing all this stuff.
What stuff?
The console output?
No.
No, it's
No,
gone
it
for
did-
me.
Oh,
It's
no, it's
fine.
not. It's
Gone for
beautiful.
me.
Okay.
We
got
need
it.
to get rid of the it.only though
Sorry. Oh, got it. Okay.
on the test.
On the test. Over here? I'm sorry.
The
We need to
test
get.
file. There we go.
Yeah.
And
Return.
only on line 85.
Oh, right. I see what you're saying. Got it. Oops. Sorry. I got a little. There we go.
This it thing, like our spec uses that too. I've never really liked that syntax or whatever you call it.
Yeah, it's weird.
It.
Yeah.
Why is it so popular?
Oh, I like it. What do you not
Yeah.
like about it?
I don't know. It just,
It's a little too generic. It's not really.
yeah.
Okay. So I guess run the test and commit, right? Now it should take a long time because it's going to run all of the other ones.
Yeah.
Matt, did you say you have solution to line 54?
I think so. Can I try something when we've run the
Okay.
tests?
Yeah.
So if we change this to unknown,
Mm,
and then we say if not dot
Oh, right.
message so it'd be not dot message or dot request throw something like that. Objective type unknown. There's something like that we can do. That's like type narrowing. So if dot message undefined
Why is it complaining about objects?
I thought you could narrow it here to say that it was
You can
unknown.
Can you do unknown as error?
No. Okay, I don't know how to do it right now. I'd have to read about it.
Okay.
I thought I knew, but I don't. TypeScript.
Is the idea that we have to cast it as a particular type in order for something to work properly?
Maybe. Yeah, exactly. And you can tell TypeScript that you're doing a check, and then it will stop complaining lower down in the code.
Are we supposed to like import exceptions or something like that up at the top? Import. Or do we have to define something in our dot errors?
Yeah, so we can do something like this.
Okay, sorry.
If not is what do they call the GitHub one? Request error?
Yes.
Request.
Throw error. So we start out with it unknown.
Should there be a space there? No.
And then we have to write that function. So this takes a candidate which is unknown, and then we say candidate is request error. Now, can we find that type inside of
request error?
I'm not sure where we can import that from because it's somewhere buried in that GitHub library.
Oh, will it autocomplete? Like if we do our import?
What we do is we say if candidate and type of candidate equals object and request in candidate return true. So what that gives us is a function that TypeScript can lean on to know whether this is of that type, and then as it proceeds down the rest of the function, it should be able to trust us that it's that type. But it doesn't know where to find the request error. So we could just do type request error equals a thing that has a message, that's a string.
Oh, I see.
And a thing that has a request that has a URL that is a string. And it's still not happy.
Oh, is it? It's happy for me?
Do you not see an error there?
It's not happy. Okay.
How do you know it's
So
not
maybe
happy?
we have to do it the other way around. Maybe we have to say if is
Line
request
59
error.
has a.
Throw
At least line
that
59 had a little swiggly.
I can't see that.
else.
Line 59 had
do
a
that.
little. Well, it's gone now.
Oh, had. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If is because I didn't call it properly either, did I? There we go. Right. Let me tidy it up. So if not is request error, throw error, and then do the normal stuff. There you go. Okay. Does that make sense? Can you see what we've done? Like read this bit here. So we started out saying that the error was unknown, but then we pass it through this. If it's this thing which is a special TypeScript function called a type guard,
Okay.
which says if it's not a GitHub request error, let's rename that so it's really clear. And then that can be is GitHub request error. So if it's not a GitHub request error, we're just going to throw it because we don't know what it is. So we better just throw it. But now that we know that it is so if you hover over it down here, inside of like on line 59, you can see it knows it's a GitHub request error. TypeScript knows that. So it'll allow us to look up properties on it now.
Okay, and we call it candidate simply because, but it's a clever variable name. It could be anything.
Yeah, we don't know. It's an error. It's a candidate, as in like we're gonna find out whether or not it's a GitHub request error, but we don't know yet. Yeah. So it's a.
I like that. I like candidate.
Yeah.
It's a big thing. Can I do a little bit of refactoring here before we push?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Or actually, no, you're supposed to tell me what to do.
Oh, yeah. So let's remove line. Yeah, let's remove that. We can remove that plus the curly braces. I think we can be smart with JavaScript a little. We can remove this plus the if statement.
I love it.
And remove the if statement and do return.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Remove the if statement? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, the if, yeah.
Okay.
We can remove it and do return. You can also remove the brackets.
Oh, I see. Oops, sorry.
No, type return. And delete.
Type return at the very.
Type return on line 75.
Yep.
At the beginning of line 75.
And then you just need to close the curly braces there on line 76, Blaise. That's it.
And
it didn't like something.
If you save down, it should be happy.
Okay.
Unknown is not assignable to type Boolean.
Oh, we're returning Boolean before, right?
Oh, I see. Return Boolean. So,
so maybe you need to put a not on the front of it. Do you know about that hack, Tolu? Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Put parentheses around the whole thing, Blaise.
Yeah. Yeah. We're casting it to Boolean.
Yeah.
Oh, we're casting the. Okay, I see. So, like that.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow, that's pretty slick.
What did we just do?
We're so the bang bang converts the result to a Boolean.
I think you can also do.
That's probably better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's more readable. What do you guys think?
Bang bang's just shorthand. For
yeah. Then we can swipe line 56 and 58. I think it's better to do the positive first.
So we want to say on line 50.
Yeah.
Do you want me to say if it is?
Yes. Then move the 58 to 60. And swipe it.
58 and 59, right? The whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh wait, here if it is, then like that. Oops.
No, we can move 56 to outside. Yeah, outside the curly bracket. Yeah, outside.
And so we want to put it here, right? Is that right?
After line 59. Yeah. Then we can move 57, 59 into the statement.
59.
To move that.
57 to 59.
I see. And then we want to put these into put it in here then, right?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Great.
So we should run the tests? Is
Yeah.
that right?
Yes, we can.
And then commit.
Should we try the thing you suggested with the git config local, Blaise, and see if we can type in the...
Yes.
I'm wondering if it's going to start a new VS Code that's not in the live share, but we can try. Brilliant. I love that refactoring, Tolu.
That's really nice. Yeah.
So if I do git add dot and then git commit, let's see. Oh, is it opened up? Yeah, everyone can type commit messages! Woo! We did it. Right? Everyone's got a cursor in the commit message.
No.
No?
No.
Oh,
I see Arianna's cursor here, I
just
think.
waiting for your editor to close the file.
Oh. Okay.
Here, over here.
Focus my attention.
I got it.
Focus
I got
my
it.
attention. So what
Where
do
you
I
guys
do
seeing
now?
it at?
Yeah. So if you do the follow Matt win, it will open up a new tab called commit underscore
I've
edit.
got a commit edit. I just don't know what I'm supposed to do with
Well,
it.
this is where we can
Right.
type in the commit message, and we can all type now. So previously, when we've been trying to write commit messages, it always had
I
to be me
see.
doing it on my machine. But now we've wired things up so everyone can write. So that's great.
Is that?
Oh, we made the test pass. We didn't just add the failing
Yeah.
test.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, do we even need to talk about the tests? We were just
No, I
doing
guess
TDD.
not.
No, it's just part of adding the
Yeah,
error
we just
message.
improved the error message, didn't we?
How's that?
Good, love it. So I want to know what happens now when you have to press save, I guess.
Where's the save button?
And then do I have to close the tab?
Guess close the tab. Yeah.
Okay, and then git log. Look at that, it worked.
Nice.
Cool.
So it's 1:15 and
Oh.
I've been really bad the last few weeks at doing
Let's do retro.
retrospectives. I noticed though we can't push this because Blaise merged the PR
let's
I'd
do it.
made,
Yeah.
which is gonna kind of have a bit of a merge conflict.
Can't you just like rebase it or something?
Well, but it's gonna be
Yeah.
a bit of work. So I think we've
Oh.
got another
So
job
what did you
to
do that's causing us trouble, Blaise?
No, I merged in. So main has commits that we don't have here locally.
Ah, okay.
I can clean those up later if you like, Matt. So we're gonna have basically if I do this, it'll have merge.
Mhm. You need to fetch it. Yeah.
So we're starting another little task here, aren't we? To merge.
We
in
are,
main.
sorry, yeah.
I it's fine.
No,
I just think we
let's do
should
that.
be
We can-
explicit about that.
Yes, that's fine. But we can do the. I mean, I'm happy to do it, or we can do it afterwards. Like, we can do our retro now and housekeeping later.
Yeah, I'd quite like to do a retro while we've got everybody together. But do people want the completion of kind of finishing this and seeing it get pushed? What's the vibe? What is the will of the mob?
Our choices are do a retro or merge this stuff.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
well,
I'd be in favor of the retro because the merge doesn't really add any new content. It's just shuffling content around.
Yeah.
I'm fine with doing a retro because we never have done it since I've been attending.
Yeah. I can finish the merge myself as well after the session.
Okay.
Just make sure the code gets pushed. Okay, so I'm going to copy paste as a new frame in the Miro.
Oh, this isn't Miro. Okay.
Wow, we haven't had one since 14th of September. And what's the date today? 12th of October.
I didn't mean to do that. Miro.
So I'm going to try a slightly different format to what we've done before.
Oh, that's a lot of scrolling down. Mirror boards are infinite, huh?
It's, yeah, I mean, they're amazing in that way.
Can I
Like,
click on your name and go down? No.
I could send you a link to it, but I'm busy working on it right now.
No, it's
so.
all right. I'll get there eventually. I'm to August. Here we go. 12 October.
So I'm just trying to meddle with this. This has really been Kate's domain as organising our retrospectives, and she's not been able to join us for a little while. So I don't know whether these icons are going to make sense. But the words are what matters. Whoa! No! No!
Undo!
I just want to write
wait, now it disappeared.
one more little bit of words.
What happened?
There we go.
There it is.
Okay, so my suggestion, I'm going to bring the Miro board up on the...
It says 14th September.
Oh.
I'll fix that.
There.
I don't know why it's...
We could fix who's here. Matt, Arianna, Blaise is correct. But we're missing Lisa
Memory bank.
and
Be
Tolu.
intentional.
And what did we do? We refine the error message we see when the org is misconfigured and does not exist on GitHub. So I suggest that what we do for this little retro is we think about three things, and we'll just have a moment of silent reflection, and then we'll take turns to share. I guess there's quite a lot of us, so maybe just one thing that goes in one of these three categories. So you can either share something that you like, or something that you wish, or something that you wonder. So something that you're kind of
So
puzzled
you don't
about.
start by going over, I presume those actions are from previous retros. You don't start with those.
I'm conscious of the time and the fact that those were like...
And they've all been done.
A while ago. I think I'm more interested in spending the time thinking about what this group thinks about things. If that's all right.
Yes. Oops.
So, should we just give ourselves a minute to think, and then we'll go around and everyone can share something? Was that clear? Because like Tolu, Arianna...
Just want us to do one thing in one of those
Well,
columns.
I suggest you think about something in each of those columns. Yeah, maybe even more than one thing. But when we go around and share, let's just share one item each at a time.
Should we
that could go
write
in any of the columns.
sticky note?
Yeah, you could write a sticky note now if you want. I'm going to write it on a piece of paper. Personally. Yeah. Sometimes it can get a bit distracting when other people are writing on the board.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's just take a minute to think, and then when we share, other people can, if you're speaking and you haven't got a sticky note for it, other people can write a sticky note for you while they're listening. So
I'm just gonna tick the final goal on our mock timer. Since we...
Oh yes, of course. Thank you, Navigator.
What?
Good move.
Wait, I missed that. I was writing.
He's gonna update the mob timer
Oh.
to include the retrospective as a goal.
Okay, I'm ready to share.
I could share.
Hey, Lisa, if you're ready. I don't know.
Well, I don't know if everybody's ready.
I'm
I
ready.
was just saying I was.
Tolu's
Ready.
nodding.
And I
You
also
ready?
lost my mirror board.
Hey Tolu, you've had completely uninterrupted power for this whole session today.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That is nice. That is absolutely nice. Like, because 1 minute to the meeting, the light was restored. So
Ah, very nice.
Okay. Lisa, you're top of my screen. Do you want to go first and share something, and then you can nominate someone else?
Do you want me to share all three of my things or just one of my things?
I think we should just share one thing at a time. So let's do multiple laps.
I like that my questions are answered patiently.
Love it. Do you want to nominate someone to go next? Unless we need to discuss that.
I'll nominate Arianna.
Okay. I have one for the I like section. And I said that I like the rotations of different people being the navigator and the driver. And then it's also helpful to hear everyone's different ideas and opinions on why they're doing what they're doing. And I love the environment of how we're all doing this together, and kind of like how you said, like the patience and all that.
Great. I'm going to
Hopefully
put
that
all that
wasn't
under
too
one
much.
sticky. I mean, you can feel free to write your own sticky or doctor that one that I've just written as I was listening to you. But
Oh yeah, I can do it.
okay, Arianna, do you want to nominate someone to share their thing next?
Oh, Blaise.
Oh, I really like the JavaScript expertise, the TypeScript expert. You know, it's really nice to have more people who know how this works. That's it.
Yeah,
Tolu.
I would plus one that as well, because I really appreciated you, Tolu. You really know what you're doing with TypeScript. It was really nice to have your presence, your confidence. I love the refactoring at the end, removing the if statement. Sorry, Tolu, you were going to go next to share, and I just interrupted.
okay. For me, I like the step-by-step approach for the way we approach problem solving. It's kind of, make everybody understand what is going on, and since true.
Yeah, so we're kind of pacing it to make sure that everybody comes along. That's what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a like. I mean, I second all of these likes. My like was the protocol that we developed about the navigator checking off the goal and then pressing the rotate button. It's like a tiny refinement, but it was quite nice on this bigger group, which is also a thing that I like, that we had a bigger group this week, because there has been some weeks where it's just been me and Blaise. So it's really nice to have a bigger group, and we kind of need that protocol a bit more with a bigger group, because otherwise you're all a bit like, I'll do it, who's going to do it next, So when you've got the protocols, you don't even need to talk about it, you just do it. So I thought that was really cool that we developed that little protocol. Shall I write that on my sticky? All right. So we've got time to share another thing. Anyone got a wish they want to share? I suppose we should go back to Lisa.
I wish I knew more about TypeScript and coding in general and VS Code.
Yeah, so you're still feeling a bit kind of overwhelmed by all of the bits and pieces.
If you were doing Ruby on Rails and Ruby mine, I could probably follow you better.
Oh, that'd be great. It'd be nice to do Ruby, yeah.
Or React or something I've seen before.
And do you want to nominate someone else to go after you, Lisa?
Oh, so I nominate Arianna again.
Okay. Mine's is similar. It's nice to see like the TypeScript, JavaScript, because I'm mostly used to Python. So
Do you have a wish though, or is this another like?
you're right. A wish.
It's okay if you don't. Just
Yeah, I don't have one then.
do you wanna nominate someone else to share their wishes if they're around? If they have any.
Tolu?
It's kind of funny, but I wish we have enough time so we can do more.
Yeah. Always I feel like that at the end of these sessions. Yeah, seconded. I'm going to put my name on that one too. Yeah. Tolu, tell her, nominate someone else to speak.
Blaise.
I wish that we could do maybe from time to time some more of the feature, like describing other aspects of the action, like the CI, for example. But that's just yeah. I mean, I guess if we had more time.
I don't quite understand what you're saying.
Well, so for
you
example,
build
in this,
more functionality into it. Or?
Yeah. To just add more, in other words, or at least describe more functionality, even if we don't necessarily implement it.
Right. So writing more feature files.
Yeah.
Ah.
Now, I would tick you off there that would be very wasteful if you're going to spend time writing feature files if you're not confident you're going to have time to implement them. Always try and do it at the last responsible moment.
Oh.
You know.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
But I get that you're interested in exploring what else it can do and probably also practicing writing feature files, right?
Yeah.
It's the thought.
I mean, for the purpose of creating a backlog. I mean, I think of it more from the perspective of like building up a backlog.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I have an I wonder. If I may take my turn now, my I wonder is about. I was listening to a podcast this week, the Sustain Open Source podcast, and there was a woman, I can't remember her name right now, from Brazil, who was talking about valuing contributions to open source projects that are not just code. And I was thinking about how on this ensemble for many weeks we've been just working on the code for this GitHub Action, which is a useful thing, but maybe as we get finished with this and we've done our first iteration and we've put it into production and it's being useful, we could take a step back and think about what else we could do as an ensemble that isn't necessarily writing code, because there's documentation for Cucumber that is pretty lacking and out of date. There is lots of issues around that need triaging. So we could sort of look more broadly at the activities that go on in an open source project and are needed, because we're as guilty as any other open source project of kind of biasing towards lines of code as being the contributions that are valued and that everybody's doing, and not thinking about all the other things that would actually make us healthy as a project. So that was kind of my...
I don't know. I mean, the thing I contributed was documentation, and that was fun.
Yeah.
I felt valued.
Good. Okay. Good.
I've even gone back and found my own documentation when I was like, oh, I wrote that. Why am I looking for it? Why don't I know it?
But I guess that's my I wonder is like, should we be...
Should do more of it.
Also sort of like zooming out, Lisa, you were talking about how writing Ruby would be good. Well, there are bugs in Cucumber Ruby that this ensemble could fix together. And we're down in a rabbit hole of, and I wouldn't want to jump out and stop working on this thing when it's half done.
Yeah.
But it would be good to be I look forward to a time when we can zoom out a bit more and look across at, and pick and choose different things to work on. Yeah.
That'd be
So
really
that's,
cool.
that's my I wonder or an I wish. I'm not sure.
As long
where
as we're
it
working
goes.
on something, that's good for something. It's not just
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, there is no need to make up stuff. Like, trust me. Like, so from my point of view, leading the open source project, like one of the things I've had to deal with is the risk of overwhelm from the amount of stuff that there is to do, because like it is impossible to keep up with it all. There is so much to do, and a puzzle I have is like, how do I share that in a way that somebody like you who wants to help and contribute can pull off a list and kind of go, oh yeah, that looks interesting, I could do that, and support you in doing that. Because like I can see how much there is to do, but I don't think we're very good at curating the stuff that there is to do in a way that is easy for people who've got a bit of time and energy to consume that and make their contributions. That's a puzzle I have. Glad to get that off my chest. I hope it made sense to someone else listening.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I guess I'll write that. I guess that kind of explains what I'm saying. So have we got any? We're almost out of time. Have we got any actions? Blaise, I see you creating stickies over on the other side. Have we got any actions we want to take away after this reflection, or are there any other burning things to share on the I like, I wish, I wonder?
No, just that the reality of open source is that you walk into a project and there's some work, something has already happened, right? This is an unusual exercise because we started from a blank sheet. So I think it would be great to go into existing projects and see, and we also talked about the idea of making like all the latest features available in the examples. So a lot of them don't have cucumber expressions, for example.
Yeah.
So just making our stuff exemplary.
Yeah, that was one thing that we were doing for a little while, wasn't it, in the ensemble? Yeah. Yeah, so does anybody want to suggest an action that we take? I mean, a thing I think I'd like to suggest is just that we could try and stick to that rotation protocol. I think that was a good thing that we did. I don't know if anybody else kind of noticed that, but...
Yeah.
Remember that for next time.
Yeah. So
I'll have to see a rotate button, though, if I'm the navigator and I need to press it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I don't know why I don't.
Yeah. Any other actions we want to take right now? Yeah, to solve any of these problems?
Well, I'm going to, if anyone's interested, I'm going to update the sequence diagram to actually include the error messages, so that it shows, so that it's more faithful to what's actually happening.
I guess one thing to say, Tolu, about the more time thing is that if you felt like you understood the code base and where it's going well enough, you could make contributions in between these ensembles. I mean, you and I could pair if you wanted. Like I have a Calendly link that you can book me, and we could pair on it. Or if you just felt confident enough to solo on something, and you could send a pull request with a change that moves it forward, and then we can keep working on it on this ensemble. But it'll have had a leap forward in between times if you've been able to work on it. So that's one way you could get more time, is to solo. But it's nice working together like this, isn't it? And
this makes sense.
yeah.
We have time tomorrow scheduled. Tolu and I.
Oh, do you?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's great.
Are you going to work on this?
We could. I don't really have anything. Yeah, we could.
Awesome. I love that that's happening.
Yeah, and of course, people are welcome to join. Arianna's in California. It might be a little early, but
Where are you at?
I'm in Boston.
Oh, gotcha. So it's like 3-4 hours.
All right, I'm going to stop the stream now while we're just making these plans.
Yep, fair enough.
So if anyone's watching, thanks for watching. and see you next time. Everybody say goodbye to our hordes
Bye.
of viewers.